Oscar, you should do exactly as I say.
No. See how easy it is?
Wow,
yeah,
looks like you're not enchanted.
Yes, exactly. You know, I think maybe we didn't get the whole message, the metaphor the film was going for. You know, maybe we did.
And Lucinda gives good gifts. So name Lucinda.
I don't think it's Lucinda.
She begins with an L though. That's for sure. No, I think it landed. Roll it. Roll the credits. I think that's fine. I think that's good enough. I think that's better than 90% of our other intros.
Whoa. We should do a top
And this
10.
is who would watch this.
Yeah, sure. My name's Oscar.
My name's Carl. Oh, it's all out of order now, isn't it?
Welcome to Who Would Watch This podcast. We watch a film, chat about a film, and then try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we're talking about Ella Enchanted, which currently has a 51% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 6.3 on IMDb, and a 3.4 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the plot?
Ella is under a spell to be constantly obedient. That's a tie back to the start of the episode when we sort of tied that back into it.
If you haven't seen it, man,
Yeah.
it takes a while for you to work out what the fuck we were doing at the beginning of the episode.
A fact she must hide from her new stepfamily in order to protect the prince of the land, her friend for whom she is falling for. Wow. Stakes could not be higher. I'm in this world. Wow, Carl. What do you think?
Oh, you're in?
No, well, I mean, spoilers. We'll get into it. Spoilers about our review. That plot, I'm in.
In off of that. That's
Again,
crazy.
The bar for me is very little. I mean, I'll be in. I'm not going to say I'm enjoying it, I'll be in a house, you know.
If you love this movie so much, you're going to have to give me so much slack off of how much I enjoyed Unfriended in the dark web.
Don't tie that back to this. I'm Luke on this.
Unfriended's
We're
so
twisting it. We're looking at it.
Should we watch Unfriended?
Oh my god, before we do this, let's go back to last week. Before we watch the movie, to figure out who we thought would watch this.
Oscar, we're diving into people's childhoods.
Yes.
We're going in on movies that they think are good when they're not.
Oh, of course. Here's the thing: nostalgia is blinding you. Not us. Okay, we've got blue tinted glasses. They're ready to kill.
Everything I've ever seen out of my glasses looks awful. I've never reminisced. I've never felt nostalgia for anything.
Never look back. Always be looking for the forward. Don't even live in the present. Just be looking for the next thing to consume.
It's an awful way to live.
Yeah.
But it's
a way of life. It's a way of life.
It's so good.
Yeah.
You know?
It's good.
It's
actually
so good.
really good.
It's so awful.
I can tell you right now, not having nostalgia weigh me down, oh my god, I feel like a weight's been lifted off me. The future is the greatest gift that's been given to me. Oh my god.
I feel as light as a feather.
Yeah.
I've given living just completely ambivalent towards
I'll double
everything.
down. I'm throwing away my memories too. Throwing away my memories, cherished memories, throwing away stuff I've learned. Throwing away stuff at skills, you know, I am really at any moment just essentially starting life again.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm freaking out.
It's a life without love.
Oh, of course.
And it's great.
Well, I don't know what love is. I'm just learning about what love is.
You've
right
never
now.
once learned from a relationship or a mistake.
It's riveting.
Great. And it shows.
Carl, the only memory I do have is that we're going to be chatting about this film next week.
I don't remember
Have
that
you
at all.
seen Ella Enchanted?
Yes, I have. I've seen Ella Enchanted once. My partner was like, this movie's great. We should absolutely watch this.
Yeah.
And I remember loving the beginning of it, and then it fell apart, and it never brought me back on.
Yeah.
That's what I've always run off of when people have brought it up to me. And people are also just like, oh, isn't Ella Enchanted an underrated gem? And I'm like, you haven't seen it in a while. You absolutely, it's a good tell. It's a good tell.
It's great. Both our partners have quite strong memories of films they loved, and they go, "You gotta watch this." And normally it's us going, "Oh, great! Well, that'll be a podcast episode." They're like, what? You didn't love that long second act? You didn't love that weird choice they made? Why? I fell in love with this when I was 8. So no, you should love this like I did as an 8-year-old. I'm like, nope, we're gonna tear that to shit.
You didn't love it when the movie just sort of turned to vibes and lost sort of all momentum? You didn't love that? That's every movie.
You didn't. You didn't like that extended long bit that didn't pay off. It hasn't aged poorly. It just wasn't very funny. So now we're kind of left in that bit, you know, for a while.
That's my review of every animated Barbie movie.
Except all the good ones.
That's my review of every Barbie movie.
Carl, who do you think's gonna watch Ella Enchanted?
Well, have you seen it before?
I've never seen it.
Okay, this is new to you.
Yeah.
Then, are you aware of its music and/or musical aspects?
I did not know that at all. You're telling me for the first time.
I hate to spoil. I do apologize.
I confuse this with The Princess Bride. I guess
one is set in modern day. The other one in a faraway land called New York.
Oh, huge! That's crazy. Wretched scum. Yuck.
That's right.
Don't
Gary
do that.
Marshall directed one, and I think somebody named Tommy did Ella Enchanted. So
I don't know who would watch Ella Enchanted. Sorry, who am I talking about? I know exactly who would watch Ella Enchanted. We're both getting married to them. We know the partners. It's them, you know? It's the
I guess if you were born in like 96, 97,
yeah,
and
you had a DVD player.
If you grew up with sisters and or were a woman, this one's for you.
We're doing a flat. I mean, honestly, the guys love this one because it was just for women. It was a great little made a lot of money. 3.5 billion people watch this movie, bought it. Great stuff.
It gives, just like on what I remember, just even looking at the poster now, it gives Millie Bobby Brown a star in this for Netflix now.
Whoa! This is the Enola Holmes of 2004.
Oh, it's a great way to put it. If you loved Enola Holmes, this is going to be for you.
I guess people are going to grow up going, I love that Enola Holmes movie.
Well, because the other thing about Enola Holmes is it's a bit bland, but it's not like they're not trying. Like, I don't think that is a lazy movie. And from memory, there's like practical effects and makeup and some quips.
In Enola Holmes or Ella Enchanted?
In Ella Enchanted,
Yeah,
that I remember being like, oh, this isn't lazy. Like, I thought this didn't even go to cinemas. I think it did.
Yeah.
So
it's an Anne Hathaway vehicle. Of course it did.
Is it Anne Hathaway pre or post Princess Diaries? That's an interesting cue.
You praising yourself for an interesting cue already?
I am. Now give me a good A. Give me an easy A.
It's post. It's post.
It's post?
Yeah.
This is what they did with her capital?
Yeah.
Oh, Anne.
As a matter of fact, same year they had Princess Diaries 2, so they were really swamped for
thank
Fairy
God.
Tale.
They knew this
Anne
was going to
Hathaway.
bomb, and they were like, quick. Have you seen the Princess Diaries?
No, I haven't seen that either.
Yeah,
I've
what do you think that's
seen
about,
that I don't know what it's about. All I know is that the trailer starts with them surfing down a mattress, and I think in the sequel, both of them are surfing down a mattress. So I got spoiled at a young age that I guess Julie Andrew grows.
It's sort of like, I feel like Hacks took a lot from the relationships Julie Andrews
It's a
and Anne
strong
Hathaway had.
relationship. Why waste it on that?
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Have you watched any more of Hacks?
I'm loving Hacks.
How far
yeah.
into Hacks are you?
Season 2, episode 2. Loving it. It's good stuff. It's good
Nice.
stuff.
Yeah, but do you seem to think maybe The Princess Diaries is a fantasy film?
Is it not?
No, it's set in the
the-
real world.
Oh no, but I know it's in Jacovia or something. They've got like a made up Liechtenstein.
No, it's just sort of like they need a new heir, and she has to learn to be.
No, but it's definitely. I'm pretty sure it's set in like a. There's a.
Oh
foreign,
yeah, it's in a foreign like land, but it's
Yeah.
not fantasy. Like the.
Well, it's Liechtenstein. It's pretty much It's fantasy.
I can't say that most of our listeners are from there.
We get all the statistics. It's crazy. Most of
do.
Liechtenstein.
Most
is
of
listening.
them, most
and
of them are
fuck
from a made-up
them.
land. Yeah, your queen sucks.
Carl, Ella Enchanted. Let's get into this hogwash. I don't know if that's a positive or a negative word. I think it's just a bit of a mess. But I'm happy to throw it into there.
It's only got one person that can bring it all together.
Yeah.
Eric Idle. He is nailing it.
Why is he here? Is he just
Oh, I
narrating?
know. It's a little thing called a paycheck.
Whoa.
And or maybe his taxes are getting done.
I guess he's got that Monty Python money from 34 years ago. Yeah, he probably
Do
needed
we
a paycheck.
think Monty Python means you have money?
I don't know. I guess John Cleese did a lot of like writing and like other films and quite big stars. I guess, and Terry Gilliam. I mean, he's done well, but doesn't have any money. It seems.
Yeah, that's right. He seems to be constantly making a megalopolis.
I spent all the money and I'm ruined.
That's right. Nobody's ever going to fund me again. Another film?
He keeps making films that are like unfilmable. It's like, stop doing that. Anyway, Eric Idle serenades us with his lovely voice.
He is. And we get given this weird sweeping shot of like, I don't know, a PC city from a video game. It's weird. There's like people superimposed over grotesque CG.
Yeah.
It's deeply unsettling.
I guess because you got like the sort of like no, it's a storybook, so don't worry about the hideous graphics. You're like, oh god, all I'm focusing on is those hideous
I've
graphics.
never given that ever. If you want me to think it's a like that vibe of like, oh look, it's like a fairy tale from a book. Draw it then, you bitch.
We get introduced to two witches raising Ella. This is powerful. Okay,
that's right.
The film is kind of going, hey, these are two women. There's a guy also downstairs, but don't you worry. They're straight.
He's just reading the newspaper.
Yep, but those girls really love each other. They're just as pals. And it's very queer.
I think it reflects more that maybe the guy just doesn't love himself.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Because he doesn't seem to care too much that his wife's dying.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, marries into an awful relationship.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
What's his bag?
I
What's
think
his
he
go?
just accepts the love he thinks he deserves, and it's not good.
Oh, that's powerful.
Not the
Okay.
perks of being a prince flower.
Oh my god! Put that in the film, huh? We get scrubbed from the film. We barely meet this guy, the dad.
Oh, it's true, but he gives it all, doesn't he? He really runs away with it, if you will. I've never seen somebody with so few lines give so little.
Well, it's just what a tragic life he's lived. He's got a dead wife who's now, and then he's got her friend looking after his kid, and then he's married, I guess, for wealth, right?
And his daughter's doing anything she's told, so
Yeah.
there's no conflict there.
Yeah, we get-
conflict makes the day exciting. Makes raising a child interesting. Imagine just being like, "Can you clean your room?" And they just did. You'd be like, "Wow, I've got no connection."
Oh,
with
so
you.
the sport of raising a child's wasted on you. Like, well, if they're not even going to rebuttal, what's the point?
Hey.
To the orphanage you go.
As somebody who myself was raised when I was a child,
Doesn't show it.
and we do. I have no manners. Gotta flick this on the fucking floor.
Oh my god! Just get your elbows off the table. That's a crazy rule to have.
It is. Especially when you're just like, elbows make sense on the table.
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now.
Exactly.
It's a good default position.
Yeah.
To be here, like this, I look
Cowardly.
like an otter.
You look like a bug. You look
I
like
do.
a grasshopper.
I look like you could
a
walk
cowardly.
right over
Of
me.
course, I would. But an elbow on this, like this is powerful. Look at this. Bam.
I look as
Bam.
weak as the man in the movie. Anyway, so back to this whole weird relationship. These two witches. I guess one's not a witch, one is a witch.
Yes.
And one is just like a house fairy.
Yeah.
Which the movie's happy to come up with a lot of rules where they're like, don't think about it too much.
Yeah.
They're just like, her powers don't work outside, so...
Oh, is that how this works?
Well, she keeps on being like, I can't do that, I'm just a house fairy.
yeah,
So,
gotcha.
but I don't know if that's what... I just don't know what that means. I think they're just saying she's weak.
I don't know. It's good though. The film very quickly goes right, just so you, and it's very good storytelling to go. Hey, world building wise, there's a hierarchy, and we want you to know that straight off the bat. There's race relations. There's a terrible hierarchy, and quite frankly, we're going to not expose that, but we're going to, that's the world we're going to be living in.
This movie feels like Spotlight for a fairy kingdom.
Oh, powerful! You rewatch Spotlight?
Yeah.
You rewatch Spotlight?
Yeah.
Really?
Loved it.
Does it hold up?
I didn't like it when it came out.
Oh, crazy!
So I was...
I think everyone in my cinema went, "That was good,"
Yeah.
and then never thought about it again.
No, I went down that like rabbit hole of like journalism movies, and I was like, I'm gonna crescendo with
crazy
All
you
the
didn't
President's
even-
Men.
oh my God, it's
and then I
so
just
good.
didn't. But I did the other ones, and they were all great. It turns out I just like investigative journalism film.
Oh, you've been wasted. You've got to watch All the President's Men.
Sorry,
So fucking
I
good.
don't believe in them. I don't think it's true.
Ridiculous. Well, you're right. Nixon was. I'm glad you say it. The film gets down and dirty, and they figure out that Nixon is innocent, and it's a cow. The Watergate scandal is an absolute sham of American history.
Maybe I will watch it. Sounds like an Oliver Stone picture. We have a third fairy that enters the film.
Yes.
I don't know who this, let's just say it, drunk person is.
Yeah.
That,
yeah.
like-
They're fucked up on like fairy meat. It's not.
She breaks into their house, it seems, and is like, I'm just going to give a curse.
I've got a gift, and they're going, "Oh, don't give the gift. Don't give the gift. I'm gonna give the gift." And get this, you guys. She's crying a lot. How about this? She is cursed. Sorry, there's a present, and everything that she gets told she'll do. And she must have been very drunk for this because this is a cruel thing to
It
do.
absolutely is. It's totally giving the aunt seeing like a crying baby and just being like, "Shut up!
Give it a nip
Shut up, why
give it
don't
a
ya?"
nip of whiskey and a cigarette puff, and it'll be good, right as rain.
Give it a grape flavored vape."
Oh my god, that was cure it. Honestly, it was either obedient child or a strawberry vape. Oh my god, drift off to sleep, we would.
I think it's pretty wild. The conceit of the movie is this fairy who we don't know anything about comes in and is just like, boom, you've got a gift curse.
Yeah.
Yeets out of there.
Yeah.
And they're just stuck with that.
Yeah.
What's the reasoning behind?
I guess they're
she thinks she's a good fairy.
The drunk.
'cause she's
yes.
giving
she
villain.
thinks she thinks it's a gift.
Yeah, but she seems to be a villain.
She is a villain. She's 100% a villain. However,
But she doesn't know it?
Now, I will say on these two other mothers, they also almost like were obliged to not say anything. So really, the real villain is standing back and watching it happen.
Complacency.
Complacency.
Or complicity.
Complicity.
Huh?
And complicity. Ella and complicity.
Ella. Yikes. Yeah, look, I don't understand why the fairy does this. And why they let it happen.
That's the thing. I think the let it, because it's just like a it's like dropping off like, I don't know, like a wine bottle that you like, and you're doing like Dry July. It's kind of that sort of vibe, but it's like, oh no, I've cursed your child with one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
It flat out ruins Ella's life.
Yeah.
Which makes you think they've seen this fairy give out gifts before that have been life ruining.
Oh yeah.
And they barely hide the child. So it seems like you feel like you would be more worried for your child about getting a gift from this person. Is her whole thing, if a baby's born, you get a gift?
I think so. I now I'm thinking that she gives even worse gifts, but this is kind of one of the better ones. And she's like, well, last one, they just became fire. So.
Imagine if she just went up to one and she was like, Abra, dead.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that was a gift. She was a bit ugly, I wouldn't, you don't want this kid on you.
She was going to live a bad life.
Yeah, I saw it in the bones.
She was never going to be respected. Sorry, Ella. Just Ella's dead. That's the title of the movie.
It's a sad tale, and I get...
What a stirring depiction it would have been for this weird dynamic of a family trying to deal with the fact that a random fairy came in and killed their child.
Yeah.
God, that's a film, isn't it?
That is a good film,
It's a harrowing
It's
film.
a harrowing film, but in this setting, beautiful.
That's right.
Oh my God.
DreamWorks, I've got another movie for you to half-ass.
This DreamWorks.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
Maybe because it's so Shrek-esque.
Yeah.
I keep on being like, it feels DreamWorks-y.
It's no way that DreamWorks would be like, let's make Shrek 2, but I guess this? Did they even go down that plot? I guess the Shrek 4 and this kind of a similar vibe plot-wise.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Maybe even Shrek 5.
Oh, no.
Who's to say?
That's going to be a gem. That's going to be a gem.
Shrek 5 is going to be pure Ella Enchanted.
Oh, yeah.
And we know it.
Now, Ella's cursed. I guess the metaphor is that, women autonomy, right? That's what we're going for. We hope. Yeah. Otherwise, it's a crazy plot point to go for.
It's weird that they're like, yeah, don't tell anyone. When I think it would be pretty clear to everyone she does exactly what she's told. Because they say that she has a tough people like, bite me, and she bites them.
Yeah.
But it feels like she would be coerced into doing just awful things her entire life.
Yeah.
She makes a single friend who is from Bender Like Beckham.
Bender Like Beckham.
That's that.
That's that. And that's pretty much wrapped up there.
Yep.
Don't worry about that. I wrote down a note and then it never came back up. So
Which I think is a real shame, because I'm going to say I think this conflict of her doing exactly what she's told is such a fun concept for a movie. And the movie does not want to entertain it.
No.
In the slightest.
It also wants to throw away everyone you've met and then let's go reintroduce some new people in the second act.
Which is just weird to go on this journey that, one, the adventure doesn't seem that grand or interesting.
No.
But I think the real heart of the movie is the scene when she is told, go and tell your best friend you never want to see her again.
Yeah, huge.
And it's a really great scene in this movie that I think is not very good, but I'm like, wow, that's a really good scene.
It's sad. Anne Hathaway's given it a performance.
That's absolutely. And they never come back to it.
It's upsetting.
They never resolve it.
At the end of the film, it's just like, well, that's what happened, and she's pretty happy with it. But why don't we get that final connect? At the end, she's there, but it's not really.
It feels like this should be your core.
Yeah.
Like, we're not trying to make this happen ever again. I need to get back her friendship. She's the only. Even when my mum was dead and my fairy couldn't leave the house, I had her. And I shoot her away.
I guess that is the motivation for her finding the fairy, but it's weird that it's not even like that.
But then it doesn't conclude.
No.
I would get that if they then had a conversation at the end.
It's a kicking off point, but doesn't come back to it.
It really just odd.
Yeah.
Which is just a shame. Because I think the big thumbs up I can give the movie is, man, all the actors are just going for it.
Oh, yeah,
They're
right.
so good.
I love the evil stepsister. She's also, I think, in Centurions. I think, I don't know what.
And I think, spoilers for A Haunting in Venice, I think she was the killer?
I think she might have been.
Yeah.
I think she might have been. With the younger one, not the mum.
Yeah.
She's so good. I think from 2003 to 2008, she just played the bitchy.
She does
mean
this so
mean girl.
good.
She does it so well
With a British accent.
I feel like she's in Wild Child as well. She's just
I think
really. She's
no.
that sort of archetype.
Yeah.
That sort of prissy, just so good. I love this actor. She does so well.
She's so great in
Yeah.
it. And then also, I want to give a shout out to Carrie Elways, who is, he's doing back-to-back for Twister
back-to-back.
and this.
But here's the thing. I can't even because he's nailed it both times. All I wanted was more him in Twister and more here. God, he's good.
I think that's one of the things that bogs this down is I feel like we should have, again, be cutting back to what the villain's up to. But we only meet him at the beginning, and then they do a full adventure, and then they get to him at the end. And then he's in it for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
just really odd. But he is so conniving, and he's got this pet snake, and this snake, the moment you see it, just know that's the best it's going to look. Because this snake gets progressively worse looking throughout the movie.
It looks like, I don't know, a cereal commercial snake. I don't know. Oh, like, do you remember killer pythons? You remember the ads for those?
Yeah.
That.
It totally gives off commercial snakes. 100 of like what they could achieve to do.
Oh, yeah. This is 2005. We're trying to sell gummy snakes. This is the
Yeah.
best gonna get. And Enchanted was like, that. We want that on the screen.
It's also the only villain that dies. This snake gets trampled a horrific death. A horrific death.
Pretty brutal. This is a brutal world.
Yeah.
I like we get to see that.
Yeah, it's good to see that if you are a talking animal that's evil, you can get just stomped on.
Oh, yeah.
You can just get life taken away from you, huh? We also have Hugh Dancy? Hugh Darcy.
Is he the elf?
No, he's the love interest.
Oh, yes.
The prince, if you will.
Yes.
Hugh Dancy? I think it's Hugh Dancy.
I don't know.
Either way, what's your relationship with this actor?
Nothing. I don't know.
Do you never see Hannibal?
No.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
He's great in Hannibal.
I've just written The Prince. I'm so sorry to this man, but I don't know him.
Poor Hugh Dancy.
I'm so sorry, Hugh Dancy. Is he good in Hannibal?
He's great in
Okay,
Hannibal.
good
You should
for-
watch Hannibal.
I should watch Hannibal.
Hannibal's good.
Yeah. You don't seem very confident about Hannibal being good.
I mean, I didn't finish it, but I definitely loved it. I think I didn't finish it because it got cancelled or unresolved.
Yeah, gotcha.
And they had just gotten up to doing Silence of the Lambs, I think. So I
Yeah.
don't know what the go is there.
I might not watch Hannibal. It doesn't seem like it sold you.
Sorry, but it made Mads Mikkelsen a household name after he was already a household name. It cemented him as a household name.
And that's why I shall watch it.
Seeing him on TV every week and not watching it, but you knew he was around.
And when he became a Bond villain, oh my god.
That was pre-Hannibal.
Oh,
so
huge.
you gotta,
That's how he got Hannibal, being a Bond
That's
villain.
how he became a household name. Hannibal cemented it.
Oh, I see. I'm not familiar with the trademark of sort of how
Yeah.
Mads did it.
Yeah, like if Mads entered and then he was cemented over. That's how his fame worked. And then he was pried open by whatever the new Indiana Jones movie was called.
Oh, yeah, no, that was a good paycheck for him. He got cemented. Here's the thing, cement costs a lot of money.
Cement is so costly in this day and age. In a recession, oh god, you couldn't afford
Water and
Hannibal
sand,
now.
you can't.
It's unheard of.
No one's been cemented recently. Austin Butler, barely, you know?
I have not seen a footpath be made in a hot minute.
You know, you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You're not
am I?
wrong.
And thus, I assume celebrities can't exist.
Oh, my God. I mean, it's the end of the superstar, isn't it?
It is. It's the end of the supers. Who
It's because
knew?
of the cement.
Who knew the cement famine would hurt Hollywood so much? I guess because they're stars in cement, right? I feel like if we keep going, there's a gag here. I just feel like we'll get there.
Oh, no, I think we've not broken ground with this one. Did you open a can of Coke? What was that noise?
Sorry, that was a tumbleweed coming out of my mouth.
Pretty dry, pretty parched.
So parched.
Damn, you've been drinking cement?
Yeah, it felt like the air was sucked out of the room with that joke.
It was more just like we've got so much to talk about. Ella.
Look, I gotta be honest to the listener. The movie wafts over you. Like, it's like, once the adventure begins, it just feels like things happen.
Well, let's just get to the start, because I feel like, yeah, we paid off Ugly Stepsister. At one point, someone says freeze, and she freezes in midair.
Oh, I thought this was a pretty good effect.
Yeah.
Like, for the time.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
It's a shame they never do anything cool like this again.
Well, I think, as you say, the budget really did not permit them
Absolutely.
to. They would do it once, and we're not going to do it
They
again.
did that and they were like, oh, we're going to do that the rest of the movie. And somebody was like, we have a CGI snake. And the director was like, what?
Can
What
we
do you
animate
mean?
that? Can we draw it? Can we take the Killer Python one?
Will the snake do anything for the film? Not really, no. Ah! It turns out the king is very cruel. And
I love this world building. Well, I say love this world building. I think we should talk about it.
think you love this world.
I think I do. Well, that's the thing. One, elves are, I guess, like performers. That's
Yeah.
their role.
Yeah.
Ogres, scum.
Yeah.
Lazy, taking all
they
the...
look at their
take-
butt cracks hanging out all the time.
Yeah. Giants are kind of... Weak, which doesn't seem right. They're bigger.
You find out that the giants are slaves.
Yes.
For the kingdom and for all of their mining and all their fields and everything like that.
Yeah.
It feels like the giants could very easily just not be slaves.
I think they should be uprising. It's crazy they not.
They could uprise in a hot second.
Here's the thing. What's wrong with the king. He allows them to congregate and sing and dance. That's where uprises happen, and he's a fool for allowing that.
Right.
He's got to be a bit more stricter on these.
We've seen the new
giants.
Hunger Games.
Oh, yeah.
We know how an uprise occurs.
That in a book. Come on. You don't. I've seen the Hunger Games. Please say you read the Hunger Games. Come on. Or history.
What are they based on?
I think Suzanne Collin lived a pretty rich life.
Good.
Yeah, she deserved to be in those games 4 times. Twice.
In terms of young adult authors, she's shut the hell up, and that's great.
Yeah, she's got some crazy mad opinions on dwarfs.
Yep.
Do not ask her, but she's got them. She's got them. It'd be crazy they all have like an affliction to one minority. Wouldn't that be kind of interesting?
What every young adult, like the person that did Divergent, just like, it feels like we can't go this joke.
No. Yeah, so we get this pretty sad world. What do we think about the elves being performers? And I guess
Checks out.
Oh, you checks out?
100%.
I think it's irresponsible of the film to be like, here's a character. Pretty much late into the film, here's our elf lawyer friend. I do like his dream is to be a lawyer. I think that's fun.
Sure.
Wow. Okay, that didn't impact you.
How were you? Vibing with the movie with its jokes and its whimsy and
jokes not well, whimsy a bit of a flat one. However, when the song and dance comes in, I sat back up, Carl.
No, you didn't.
I was rised.
No, you didn't.
I was rised.
No, you didn't.
When the giants come over and go, hey, sing us a song, Anne Hathaway, and she's like, damn, they told me to do it, so I have to do it.
Yep, and she just covers Queen.
Yep.
And not particularly well.
Yep.
But she definitely does it.
Filled some time, didn't it? Filled some time.
It really padded it.
Because here's the thing about this and us doing this podcast is whenever a song happens, the notes go down. Huh?
Absolutely.
You get to make a little cup of tea.
You can go doom scroll for 5 minutes.
Of course, and I get to listen to a bit of Queen, huh?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
My memory was that she does 2 songs here, so I was thrown when they weren't like, another. From my memory, she did one, and then they were like, do another.
I think you're just thinking Queen, like it's Bohemian Rhapsody, just like the songs are quite different.
From what I remember, she just did a full Live Aid in the middle of Ella Enchanted to some giants.
Here's the thing, I got the giants. They had their own version of HIV, and it solved that issue.
I'm not so... Damn, they got hit by HIV and there were slaves in the kingdom? Crazy how much of this world sucks.
Oh,
if you're
it's
a
dreadful. You want to be the king, but I can't stress this enough. You gotta oppress these giants. They're going to kill. And the ogres are quite lazy. I'll say it. Okay?
The ogres are nothing.
All
I don't even want to talk about them.
Okay, good.
The ogres suck.
I just want to mock them. I'm just saying.
I wish they were slaves.
I think every stereotype, they should be. They're pretty, get a job.
They were so dumb. It felt like you would have you feel like with the ogres, if you're the king, you just overthrow the ogres and make them the slaves.
Well, here's the
and
thing.
leave the giants to just roam.
Don't be ridiculous. Here's the thing. You want fear. Because that way you can control the masses. If you kill the ogres, who's gonna stop the giants? That's what you gotta do, Carl. They're more of a fear-mongering tactic, okay? It's just like if you guys don't buckle up, don't become slaves, the ogres, they're gonna get you. That's how a good king runs a kingdom.
Nice. We're learning a lot.
Yeah.
Not only about the film, but you.
Yeah. I share all these opinions. Now, it is funny because I think Ella is very forward thinking. I do like the stepsisters are almost like, we don't care about the genocide that's happening between these ogres and these giants. We just want to fuck the prince.
It's wild to me that the movie's premise is she's obedient.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh God, but the giants have no rights. You're like, oh, okay. Which one are we going to follow the most of? And they're like, mainly the giant thing by the end of it.
Yeah.
So, sure. It is really funny when the giants are watching Anne Hathaway perform and they're like, give it more 70s groove.
Yeah.
Just yelling out weird comments.
It's very... And you know what? Anne Hathaway takes all that on board. I guess, what does the power... Does she have any, will of, how she does the power? Or does, the brain just knee-jerk reaction to it,
If you paid attention, there's a sound effect each time. Really loudly, so you know where she leapt into action. Did you not notice the sound effect, Oscar?
It was the
there
only
was
thing
a sound effect.
It was the
in
only
there.
thing I could notice. I'm saying when she gets told, hey, walk over there, can she be like, all right, let me walk over there? Or is it sort of like she's out of her body experience.
Oh, right. Like her body takes it. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it's just...
'Cause I'm saying when she gives it a bit of soul, like she kind of nails it. I'd love to know if that's Anne taking it.
I think she was just going for it. Like, I think if Ella was just doing it without the obedience charm, she'd be taking on the things anyway. I think when they go, start dancing, and she starts doing some hideous choreography, that's when you go, okay, I think Ella probably would have stopped by now. I think Ella sort of respects herself a bit too much to do whatever the hell this is. I wonder what happens if the Giants don't like it and they're like, she's an awful singer. I hope she kills herself. Or
Well,
like,
they would step on her.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
crazy if they just
Classic
flicked her and killed her.
Oh yeah, they'd break all your bones.
Yeah.
You know,
Grind their bones to
No,
make their bread.
Is that Giants?
Yeah, the fi-fi-fum.
Grind their bones to make their bread. I never got that
That's
line.
flour.
You're
Their bones
you're milling
become-
bones.
Yeah, you're milling bones.
That's a wet bone. They forget there's a what's it called?
You cook it off.
You cook it off.
You cook off all the moisture.
Oh, so hang
You've
on.
clearly never grinded bones.
I
to
have,
make
and I
bread.
can tell you right now, the marrow alone is a wet substance. You're not gonna get a good spark off that going. I can tell you right now, what yeast are you using for bones
You
as well?
suck out the marrow and you make a nice butter to put on the bread later.
Okay, I'm in on
Giants
the
are
butter.
great. You know how I know this? Little show called Hannibal.
Oh, he went up the beanstalk in Hannibal, did he? Did he eat a Chianti up there with Jack, the giant slayer?
Nobody cooked Jack and made a beautiful meal out of it.
What's the ogre? We should do Jack of the Giant Slayer.
Jack the Giant Slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could,
Yeah.
but we won't. I once woke up in a panic remembering that film existed. It's when you know a movie really got you.
I just think it's crazy. No one's seen it, surely.
No,
since-
it's not. Do you know who the villain is in that movie?
I guess the Giants.
So yeah, but do you know which like actor is like the villain?
Oh, what year was it?
Like I want to say like it's a 2014, 2013
It's
film.
probably someone that came up. Is it Bruce Willis?
Sorry, no, it's Stanley Tucci.
Oh, damn, good for him.
At least I think so. Don't fact check that. Yeah. So after Ella has completed her song, she
Yes.
realizes she is in love with Hugh Dancy.
Yes.
And they decide to sit and make out next to the biggest fire I've
course.
ever seen in my fucking life.
It would be fun if it's Giantsville, so everything's bigger and they're small. But the film goes, we're going to very carefully put the camera there, so you just see a screen of a fire. No fun props to play with. Just look at the big fire because we're in Giantsville.
That's right.
Yeah.
And in terms of the size that they are and how big the fire would be, this would be like a house burning down,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It would probably be so, like, the pops and crackles would be so loud.
It'd be terrifying.
And it would be so hot
It's
as
like-
well, wouldn't it?
It's like standing, I guess, about 10 meters away from a house burning down.
You reckon they'd be terrified?
Yeah,
making out
it'd be
next to it?
aggressive. Oh yeah, and you're overheating at least. They're on like a minx rug.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're not,
Sweating
they
as
should be
hell.
sweating
Sweating
buckets.
as hell.
They should be asking to go outside.
We're always about we praise challenges for how much sweaty there was in this. If Ella and Chad had the balls, to put sweating them, that's a brave move.
They should be constantly calling out, being like, "This tavern's just so excruciatingly hot." They should if this fire's been on the entire time, they should almost be near burning alive at the size that they are. They should be screaming in pain. During this time, the elf's hitting on a giant, and he's
Yeah.
making leeway.
Oh, he's gonna get there, and he's got I don't know what the rules are for this, but he calls her I don't know, big, and she's like, "Whoa, man, that's not cool." When we come from, he's like, "Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm a big fan of your assets," and you're like, "Oh God, what's the economy of this world?"
Like, what money are they working on?
Not money, but more I'm saying I don't know. There's a big people and there's small people. Are they doing a downsizing economy where the big guys can afford a big thing of bread, but the king's very rich because
Yeah, you're right, because everybody's so small and tall
Yeah.
that they would all consume such different amounts of things.
yes.
Depends.
Is that why they're slaves?
Would you
Because
reckon this
they're-
is a communist community?
well,
Is it equal for all, or is there? Do you
This-
reckon it is a scaled?
well, I think it must be because there's a hierarchy immediately because there's a king,
Yeah.
and I guess these giants are slaves. They should be better, but yeah, I have no idea how this whole thing works really.
Crazy
I guess,
when the giants rebel, there's just two giants that do it and
Yeah.
they win.
yeah.
Crazy that
well,
nobody's
that's all they
thought
needed.
to do that.
I guess never. I don't know why. Was there less
There's probably
giants?
just not a Suzanne Collins in there.
That's the thing. You know, if you've never read The Hunger Games, how do you know about
You've never seen it. I don't know what you mean.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. If you've never seen, the second or third one, you wouldn't know how to do an uprising. You wouldn't know how to Katniss them.
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know how to Peter.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. These guys do know how to paint their face with a little bit of bread, huh?
Absolutely do.
They're
They
bakers.
absolutely do. They're bakers. They're bakers, if you will. Eventually, they end up getting to the kingdom.
Yes.
They get to Carrie Elways. They all sit down for a beautiful meal. Everything's going A-okay.
Yes.
Until the stepsister's there.
Oh, shit.
And she's like, hey, King, this is what you need to know about Ella.
Yeah.
And the King's like, great, going to use this against her immediately.
Yeah. Couldn't be quicker.
Couldn't be quicker. Hopped to it so fast.
Because the stepsister's like, hey, I want to marry your son. You can kill Ella. I don't really care. Here's our secret. But that's our agreements. Because they're kind of working together, but not really. It feels like they're both like, it seems like the stepsister's just like horny and the king wants to kill Ella. So, I don't know. I'm annoyed the two villains don't merge together. It's very disconnected, really.
Yeah.
Every character. It's quite upsetting.
Yeah, I don't... They all just are sort of here at the end,
Yeah.
just for the sake of doing it. But Carrie always is like, hey, here's what you're going to do. Kill my son. You're going to stab him
Yep.
at midnight
Yep.
tonight.
Tonight.
And I'm going to say it as evil as possible to you
yeah.
right now. He is gleefully so evil here.
He is having so much fun. He's like doing the thing with the hands. He's doing like a Mr. Burns.
His hands are never not.
Oh, I think
Never
he
not
made
like
a choice.
this.
I'm not remove my fingers, and it works.
It's like his fingers are trapped in a finger trap.
It's so funny. He's like, "Go away, Ella," and then he has like a little hand, like a little finger.
Yeah.
He's like, don't tell anybody," and that's a rule. Like, oh,
And then he laughs maniacally.
Yeah.
And that's a rule.
God, he's good.
It
Fuck,
must be
he's
so fun when you're in a children's movie and they're like, just be a caricature and
Yeah.
like go for it.
Well, also he's got like the Princess Bride under his belt, so he's
Yeah.
just kind of like, I get to be the villain this time. God, he's
Damn,
fun.
he was so hot in The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Oh, Carrie.
He's hot as hell. What are you talking about? He's still hot. He's just, I think, oh, come on. He's in like this crazy ass beard. He still could get it. Come on. Don't be a hater.
Do you mean now or in this film?
I'm saying in this film.
Oh, okay. I
I've
thought you
not
meant now.
I've not seen
Like,
Carrie.
you've seen Saw?
I've not seen Saw. How is he looking at Saw? Is he looking all right?
Sickly.
Oh, nuts.
But that might just be the movie being low budget. And they're like, just cover him in a lot of white. Or it could be confusing it at the end of when he's got no leg and is bleeding to death. And
God,
just
I wouldn't fuck him. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
I think in my head, I think maybe that's just how he looks now, but he definitely, I assume he
He
has
lost
a leg.
a lot of blood, Maybe, yeah, no.
Carrie, if you're out there, we are worried. I now need to know, did you lose a leg or are you okay? Please email us at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com. It really frustrates me because now she knows
Yes.
her obedience is being used to kill someone.
Yeah.
Just tell someone.
I will be furious because at the start of this film, her dying mother's like, "Hey, by the way, the curse can be lifted if you don't want it to happen."
Yeah.
And you're like, that's vague as hell. Just at least give it like, I don't know, you gotta believe in yourself, or like give us like a character motivation. She's like, no, if you really don't want it, you can make sure you don't. So all tensions are lost.
Yeah.
But her whole thing is like, all right, I need to find this drunk elf, wizard, witch now.
Once we get to here, so once she's told, hey, go, kill the man you
Yes.
love tonight at midnight, she goes and chains herself to a tree.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, at the same time,
Yeah.
the fairy's flying by.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, take the gift away from me. And she's like, shut up. That gift is great. You shut up. You chained yourself to a tree? You're a freaking idiot, Ella.
I will say that, like, I was like, oh, how lazy of the film to be like, she just pops in. However, she does just cause a scene.
She's just
like,
a troublemaker.
She's just like, I just got honestly, her being DUI'd constantly.
Yeah, no,
throughout the-
actually, that was a good joke.
They've got this book. We won't even bother the book, but essentially the book can like show her what's happening. And constantly, she's just like, "Oh god, she's doing a drunk test. She's absolutely fucked up." But she does just come in and she's like, "Fuck you, Ella, you dumb bitch. That was a great fucking gift. If you think you're gonna re-gift that shit, guess what? Stump gone. Go kill your prince." Pfft. Good
It's
stuff.
just one of the well, I think if Ella had actually said here, hey, that gift sucked, I'm being used to murder people,
Yeah.
she would maybe be like, oh, okay, maybe I'll tweak it a bit. Or
Yeah,
get rid
I
of
think
it,
everyone's
you know?
been very like tippy toes about this witch. She's caused the worst life.
She is.
It's
She's the villain.
She's the villain.
She's the villain. But she's got such moxie.
Oh, she does.
So you just sort of go for it.
I'll be honest, every single time I'm like, I've got to tell her to get rid of this curse. And he isn't, hey, sorry. I'm so sorry about the curse. But, like, it's not like kind of like my vibe. She's like, listen, that was a good gift. She's like, I know, it was a great gift. I'll keep it. It's nice. Okay, I'm sorry. But
I worked hard for that gift for you.
yeah, I'm sorry. I really like it, actually. It's really good,
I wish she was just going. I wish they found her mid giving someone else a shitty gift. Like, I think it would be great just to know that she's never not out there giving out shit gifts.
And you'll never be able to swallow. That way
you can only eat like a duck.
Well, they were chewing their food too much. I've just saved you lifetime of no chewing. It's very loud, very loud. This one's got small hands. They can get into like, tight places forever.
Yeah, that's right.
Just horrid curses.
Just going around being like, and you will keep your baby arms.
I'm happy with it. I'm not gonna like dock the film points.
No, I'm not going to dock the film
but
either.
I do love in this world there is such a horrible economic and like disparity in. Ella's like being like, hey, the ogres are being killed, and this witch can essentially do anything. It does seem weird that they don't do it.
Yeah.
It's crazy the king isn't a witch or a wizard,
Right?
Yeah.
It feels like everything just shouldn't be working.
Yeah.
Like this world shouldn't work.
No.
This person's the most powerful person in the movie. She's out getting drunk on a Wednesday night. The king's overthrown the biggest people possible who could easily take over the kingdom. Frankly, I'm surprised that giants aren't just ruling.
Yeah.
Giants should be in charge.
Yeah.
They've simply got the strength. In fact, it should be almost... No, that's just the plot to Jack the Giant Slayer. Never mind.
I love that film. Stanley Tucci gives a performance, a tour de force.
Oh, it's one of his best films from 2012 to maybe 16. It definitely came out in that time. Definitely. So we get down to the point where she's alone with him.
Yes.
And
fuck.
She's got a knife.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's midnight. I'm going to kill him.
But she's not happy about it.
She's not happy about it. She goes to do it, and then she goes, you know what? I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And the curse is lifted.
Yeah.
What happened here?
I don't know. I would love to see, give me a character moment. Like, I learned to trust myself, or I learned to... Because I'm all for it, but there seems like a lot of other times you've been like, oh man, that was a step too far. The dancing, I would have called the curse off.
Absolutely.
Then. Yeah.
Absolutely. Told to do 70s groove in the middle of Find Somebody
and
to
it
Love.
wasn't the vibe, okay? It was not the vibe. The fact that he was like 70s groove, it was the crescendo of the song. You don't want to end with like a wow. It was just ridiculous.
Now do it R&B.
Yeah, you'd be just like, what are we Glee? Get out of here.
Do a Glee cast version. Get Darren Criss on stage.
But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, it's kind of anticlimactic, isn't it?
It is. It sucks. And I do love immediately Carrie always is like, and you'll never talk to her again. We're beheading her in the morning. Oh, thank God. Anyway, I'll kill you myself. I hate this idea that he's like, oh, did that not work? I'm gonna kill him with a poisoned crown. The hell does that mean?
I don't know. It's just a stinky crown, though. It's just got green.
You just wouldn't
smell
pick it
mug.
up.
Yeah.
It's good stink lines coming off of it.
It's so evil.
It looks like he farted on a crown.
It's so farty. It's a farty crown.
It's just a farty crown.
Yeah.
It's like he's just put a whoopee cushion in it. And he's like, this'll do. This king sucks. He overthrew the giants? This guy with his poison. I
think the prince's dad overthrew the giants. I think Carrie's coming at the last minute going, I'm going to change it up. The giants been like, whoa, is there a power vacuum? We'll jump on that. We'll pounce. Finally. The last king was insane. He starved us to death and we were very weak. This one's just giving us food. We can dance and sing.
I love it if Gary always had no idea what you did with a crown. So when he put it on his head and he didn't die, Carrie was just like, eat it. Take a bite.
Come on.
You're not going to eat that crown? Take a bite of that crown, buddy.
It's like an apple. Come on.
It's like an apple. Crowns are from trees, right? Picked in an orchard.
This is a dreadful... I will say, I do love, I guess, the wire working of like his like private militia.
Yeah.
His knights. That's kind of fun. They do a bunch of flips and stuff. It's kind of... The whole bull goes into disrepair. Carrie just puts the crown on, though. What the hell is this?
I don't know.
It's very anticlimactic.
I don't think they had any idea what they were doing with that character. It really is just all bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
The fact that she also overthrows her own power, like outside of the climax of the movie, makes it seem like that whole concept just didn't need to be in the movie anyway.
Because she comes back and she's like, "Well, let's fight," and you're kind of like, "Well, who are you? Who are you as a person without this curse?" And she's like, "I'm just a regular person. I'm just gonna. I don't really know how to fight, but I can kind of give it a go.
Yeah,
my best friend's not here, so I guess I'll just
live a lonely life.
Yeah." It's a sad life.
Yeah, it's a sad life. You're the first person to show interest in me, and I've immediately attached myself to you.
Oh, yeah.
So don't take advantage of that mentally.
I mean, you've already taken it. You could have taken advantage of me at any point in my life, and you... Did he know? He didn't know.
No, he didn't. But everyone should have figured it out. If you spend like 11 minutes, like the amount of crap that I say... just as like a...
Oh, yeah, just idioms.
Yeah, just idioms. Yeah. You would be so dead.
Oh, exactly.
You would be so comedically have your life ruined by my idioms.
It's crazy her life isn't ruined. Like pretty much
it should be
2
way
years in,
She should probably have died.
How many times you told someone to kill themselves?
Oh my god. So how many times have I told you? Like 11 today?
Today. You start
the moment you take me seriously, God, I'll be a wreck. But until then, do it. And I think that might be the film. They end on a fun little dance number, don't they?
It's fun. It's definitely like we need some way to end the film.
They need padding.
How about everyone does a little left, a little right, a little hand up in your air, hand up in the air. That counts. That's a dance. That's a dance. Let's just do that.
Hugh Dancy was giving nothing. He was barely even swaying.
Yeah.
I think he was just sort of moving with the crowd.
Well, he was tired from all the shoots at Hannibal. I don't know, man. You're a big fan.
Way to tie it back, buddy. way to keep it going.
All right, tell me to kill myself and I'll do it.
No, don't, but do it. Yeah, look, I just think they're just like, we had a fun time together, right? Let the credits roll.
Yeah.
And you're like, I guess I did have a fun time. And as soon as that movie ends, you're just like, what happened?
I gotta tell you, it flew over me, and I think in a positive way. I think I took all the positiveness of that film and went, all right, well, there was some visual gags. I didn't laugh, but Anne Hathaway seemed like she was having a bit of fun.
Everybody's great in it. I think that's the reason. I think that's the reason this movie's elevated ever so slightly. Is it's not really doing anything special, but all of the actors in it are really good. Like Hugh Dancy and Anne Hathaway have good chemistry. They're selling like really weak banter, but they're just selling it really well. Carrie Always is being so maniacal. The evil stepsisters is being so over the top. Yeah. Like everyone's just really just going for it. So it's just a bit of fun. So there's that energy from the cast that I think is helping the movie.
Oh, it's like spacking it together. Like you're kind of like, what is this plot? What are we going on? But it's enough of a vibe. And I guess it sucks that Shrek came out because you're just like, this has been done to death.
Yeah, this would feel special if...
Yeah.
I guess, man, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't because it feels like the movie never actually picks a lane. There's a really fun visual gag with a wooden escalator.
Yes, they're having a chase earlier in the film at like a mall.
Yeah.
And they have this wooden escalator. I think there's a lot of funny gags here. There's like a bunch of like... you know when they do like Far, Far Away? They've got like Starbucks, but it's like a Star Night. I can't remember the gag is, but it's good. They've got a couple of those, but for 2004.
Yeah.
And it works. It's fun. The escalator's great.
Yeah.
But then they just sort of don't do anything else, really. They go to that big giant cafe, and they're just big.
Yeah. It feels like there should be just constant world gags about how this fairy tale kingdom has weird modernity to it.
Yes. And
they just sort of only do it occasionally. It's just an odd lane to pick, never really committing to it. Feels like they're sort of living in the world that Camilla Cabello lived in that Cinderella film.
Damn, that's crazy. I've not thought about that film in so long.
Really? It's never left my mind.
Jack and Cinderella just kind of fighting to be
They're my Roman Empire.
How do we start?
Who will win?
How do we start the day?
Oscar, who would watch Ella Enchanted?
Ooh, okay. Other than the boring one of just girls, what can you get out of this film? I guess if you want to reimagine this, if you want to take something away from this, I think the message, you could go down a bit of a rabbit hole of being like, this is a great film, a feminist film about the autonomy that, people have in a very oppressive society. Ella's trying to, get some fight for the ogres. Actually, real quickly, just put a pin in that. She's trying to get the ogre's rights. The second she sees an ogre, she's disgusted.
Yeah. I mean, they are revolting.
They are revolting and lazy. They should get a job.
So lazy. And they're just trying to eat people.
But if you... Sorry, pegging the pin out. If you want... I think this film is a feminist masterpiece. And I think if you want to, inform yourself, you want to learn a little something, chuck this one on. Huh, Carl? It's for the curious people that want to, broaden their horizons. Carl, who do you think would watch this, huh?
Yeah, if you've got more curiosity after having sold that case of Benjamin Button, this one's for you. I think if you don't want to go down the generic route, I do think that Shrek really did open a door for this weird...
When Shrek 2, is it also 2004?
Yeah.
Damn, that must have sucked for them. Man,
yeah, right?
Princess Bride, this, and Shrek 2 would have gotten destroyed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think there's clearly a market for tongue-in-cheek fairy tale world.
I think so.
Like, I think even look at Brave, Pixar movies.
Well, that
like,
Snow White one we did with Thingamajig. I think that's just like a fun way to do it, right? Because just like, you're who would watch this? It's like teenagers, but they've gone like, here's a fairy tale, but here's it a bit more fun and modern. We're at the mall. 2000s. Isn't this crazy?
Yeah, like I think that there's clearly a market for that, and there's a reason so many of them got greenlit. So I think if that is what you enjoy, or what you feel like you need to get out of a movie for 90 minutes, or it's a comfort genre for you. This is like in the middle, so it is okay. Like you will enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's not the worst possible version of what this is.
Has this genre kind of died up?
I think it has.
Yeah. Is it because I feel like this would be like such a moneymaker, like DVD wise? I just don't think that is like coming out now, really.
I think the weird family films just don't. Like, the closest we've had recently, I think, is, like, Lyle Lyle Crocodile. Like, that would be a hit on DVD for, like, if that came out in the 2000s.
Yeah.
But, who's rushing out to see that new Harold and the Purple Crayon? Like, who's looking for the really
this
weird,
guy, big
wacky
Levi Miller fan over here. Is it Levi Miller?
No, Levi Miller's from Pan.
Damn.
Levi Miller's the kid in Pan.
Who am I thinking of?
You're thinking of Zachary Levi.
It's pretty much the same thing as his dad.
Good on you for remembering Pan, though. Levi, if you're out there, we're worried about you.
That film was, I kind of love a film, a confident film going, we are going to call it something that's a very easy pun for critics to make fun of.
Yeah.
And it's just like, guys, you can't call it Pan.
You should have called it Peter.
Yeah.
You should have called it Peter.
Pan got panned.
Ironically panned by critics. Oh, God. I imagine being the critic that didn't pick up on it.
Yeah, like,
submitting it out there and then being like...
I called it tedious.
I said out of the pan and into the fire. Damn it.
It's not even an idiom. It's not even a fucking idiom.
Just walking up to Roger Ebert and he has to like samurai you. Like,
we have to commit seppuku.
Sorry,
your credit. Go back to reading books, I guess.
Richard Roper.
The lower art form.
Enjoy your Suzanne Collins book. Never heard of it. Only seen the film adaptation. Oscar, palate cleanser?
Carl, I watched Cruel Intentions.
Cruel Intentions?
Yeah.
The first or the third?
The first. Have you seen Cruel Intentions?
No, I've never seen
Okay, it's huge. I guess it's based on a book. It's pretty much, yeah.
Based on a book by Suzanne Collins?
No.
I don't care.
There's another author. Who knew? No, it's like a 1760s. It's like a classic one like that. It's real fun. I've got issues though. However, it's like it's the director of After We Collided.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? He went on to do like a bunch of those sort of like kind of rom-com. This one's
like sexy films?
Kind of sex. Like the other one's a bit more like rom-com. This one's like sexy and like pretty sadistic and pretty like, hey, we're gonna have siblings kind of have like a sex off to kind of fuck with people, which is great and fun. I love the vibe. It's real campy. It's real grotesque. We're essentially following two rich kids who are like pretty much gods and like essentially American Psycho, and they can fuck whoever they want and they just use that as like a weapon.
Who's the cast again?
It's Reese Witherspoon is essentially the woman to be deflowered. That's how they keep calling it. Michelle, what's it called? From Scooby-Doo too.
Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the main guy's a guy, I think he's from...
Is it Ryan Phillippe?
Yeah, I think so.
It is
Dawson
Ryan
Creek. He was
Phillippe?
married to... Yeah,
maybe it's not Ryan Phillippe.
Married to Reese Witherspoon? He was. They got divorced. They had 2 kids. It's Ryan Phillippe.
Yeah.
It's really great. So those 2 are siblings. We also got Selma Blair, which I love. Really great stuff. It's so campy. It's them pretty much just being awful people. I just think it's a crazy third act because it kind of goes, hey, it's now like a really nice rom-com. And don't you feel bad for this like main character? I'm like, oh no, he was dreadful. Like the film is like you're kind of going down this path of like, let's just see how like awful and dreadful these like 2 can make each other's like everyone's lives. And it's odd the film takes a very traditional rom-com ending.
Did you look up if the book does that, or is that a film change?
Yes, I looked up the book. So I was like, okay, that makes a bit more sense because the book, how it's displayed in the book, I think earns it a lot more because I think it's more of a sort of Romeo and Juliet, like he learns, but the film doesn't. I don't mind if he doesn't learn. Like he's just being wickedly evil throughout the whole thing. It's just him, like rich. He's got these. It's so 2000s. He's got like turtlenecks, like glasses. Just him walking to a room, going, "I fucked up." God, it's so good. I think I would love it on a rewatch. I was just a bit surprised by the ending, but the ending's also very good. I won't spoil it, but loved it.
Did you watch that on Tubi?
I think I did watch it on Tubi. I'm loving Tubi at the moment. Check out Tubi, guys. It's blowing up. Apparently, England just got it as well.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so big for England.
Yeah.
England's about to change in a pretty big way.
That's right.
You thought Brexit was big?
Yeah, you guys thought the Queen dying, Brexit happening? Nah, you guys haven't fucking lived.
It's all on
Tubi's
Tubi.
coming. Tubi's coming.
It's all on Tubi.
Tubi's coming, guys.
I swear to God, Tubi better sponsor us because we just love it so much.
I fucking love Tubi. God, it's so good. Carl, what was your palate cleanser?
Watch Sister Act for the first time.
Huge.
Yeah.
When was I watched it too.
Yeah, no, you were there.
I was there. What do you think? Do you vibe it?
I think that is a movie that is 100% held up by Whoopi Goldberg, having a ball, having fun. Man, I thought it was going to be a lot more like shenanigans and stuff. She just sort of helps.
Yeah.
And then the movie doesn't do anything in like the middle, and then at the end they're like, that plot we forgot about.
It's a very
has no pace. The film moves so glacially. Like she's just like, and this is where the nuns are, and I'm having fun here.
Yeah.
So I inquire as to know why it got so famous. But I think it must have just been her. She's so good in it.
I think she was like on the rise. Everyone loved it. And I think it's fun. It's like doable. I always do love it when we go watch these films. You go, that's a kid's film. It opens up like, all right, Harvey Keitel gets a gun. Bang! You're like, oh my God. It's like this for kids. But it's
like Kangaroo Jack, which is also about the mafia. It's like just for some reason in the 90s and early 2000s, they love the mafia being the villain in just a children's movie.
Yeah. Well, we kind of got the vibe. We know what the mafia was. I feel like from a young age, I understood organized crime.
Yeah, only because of that Facebook game, Mafia.
Oh, yeah, it's a great game. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, how good was Mafia?
It's so fucking
High
good.
recommend for Mafia. I thought Sister Act was okay, but I can foresee why it's become a successful musical. Will I venture to watch the sequel? I don't know. Maybe it's got a good subtitle.
Oh, the sequel I think will be coming on at a hungover. That's a perfect.
Oh,
hungover.
it is.
Yeah.
Us all being like, should we watch it? Should we watch it? And then going, 20 minutes in, turn it off.
Turn it off. I'm revolted. Fucking revolted. It's disgusting. I need to throw up right now. Carl,
Oscar, what are we doing next week?
Carl, I'm not sure. It's on the schedule, and I haven't got my phone handy. But hey, it's going to be a film. It's going to be a good film.
It's going to be a film,
and it's
going to be available to those
who wished upon a star.
Yeah, who wished upon a star.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck, what does that even mean? Damn it, Oscar! What a way to end the podcast.
Thanks for listening.
For fuck's sake.